Happening now, breaking news caught on tape. Donald Trump apologizes after an old audio recording emerges of the GOP candidate engaged in a shockingly lewd and profanity-laced conversation about women. Trump brags about groping and seducing them, citing what he calls his star status. How deep is the damage to his campaign? And deadly storm, Hurricane Matthew inundates parts of the Florida coast with a wall of water. Jacksonville now taking the brunt of the storm, bracing for a life-threatening surge of up to 9 feet. I'm Wolf Blitzer. You're in the Situation Room.
This is CNN Breaking News.
We're following two major breaking news stories tonight, including a bombshell in the race for the White House. An audio recording has surfaced of Donald Trump engaging in a very vulgar conversation about women, bragging about groping them. He also talks about how he tried to seduce a married woman, saying, and I'm quoting him now, "When you're a star, they let you do it." Trump has issued what's believed to be the first apology of his campaign. Now, we're also following Hurricane Matthew right now, a powerful and dangerous Category 2 storm. The National Hurricane Center has just issued a new advisory saying Matthew is causing devastation along the northeast Florida coast right now. Winds are clocked at 110 miles an hour. 3 deaths are now being blamed on the storm in the United States, and more than 1 million customers in Florida right now are without power. Let's begin, though, with the stunning new Trump recording. Our senior political correspondent, Brianna Keeler, is here with the very latest. Brianna, this is a political earthquake.
Yes, Wolf, and questions tonight if Donald Trump and his campaign can recover from this. The candidate caught on tape describing and endorsing forcibly kissing women and grabbing them by their genitalia.
I did try. She was married.
A new video sending shockwaves through the presidential race tonight. Taping an interview in 2005 with the TV show Access Hollywood, Donald Trump speaking in vulgar terms about his pursuit of women.
Grab him by the pussy. I could do anything.
In the clip obtained by the Washington Post, Trump tells host Billy Bush that he is not always successful in those efforts.
I moved on her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there, and she was married.
Trump and Bush then seem to see Ariane Zucker, the soap opera actress who greets them getting off the bus.
She's your girl's hot as shit in the purple.
Whoa!
Yes.
Whoa! I gotta use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. I could do anything.
The Trump campaign released a statement from the candidate moments after the Post published the video, offering an apology of sorts. This was locker room banter, a private conversation that took place many years ago, Trump says in the statement. Bill Clinton has said far worse to me on the golf course, not even close. I apologize if anyone was offended. And we are getting some response, even just from people who are on the campaign. Donald Trump has sort of apologized for this, saying he's sorry if people are offended. But some pretty stunning reporting coming from our Phil Mattingly, who spoke to a Donald Trump field staffer who was actually in a field office when this story broke. This person telling Phil that there were gasps, collective gasps. We're trying to get our heads around it right now, but there's no way to spin this. There just isn't, Wolf.
All right, Brianna, stay with us. I want to bring in our political experts right now. Gloria Borger, when you heard this audio from this tape, you see it's 2 days before the presidential debate with Hillary Clinton, 30-plus days before the election. You said to yourself,
there's no way to get around it, Wolf. It's not something that the candidate can sort of pass off and say, oh, I was being politically incorrect, which is a phrase he likes to use. It's hard to know where to start or how to dissect it. The tape is unexplainable, but the fact that he issued an apology that wasn't an apology and tried to sort of talk about Bill Clinton in the same breath, he no longer has any standing to talk about Bill Clinton and Bill Clinton's behavior, period. After this tape. My phone has been going wild from Republicans. I just heard from one who said, this Republican said that they heard the Trump tape in the car with my daughter. It was humiliating. This is from a Republican. Awful. And then I heard from another Republican who was saying that that they're worried about the problems they've been having with independent voters, which you saw in the Quinnipiac poll today. Clinton 46, Trump 32. He's bleeding independents. They believe that this is going to hurt them that way. But I don't think that there's any way to get around this. And the first attempt at it, Wolf, just wasn't enough.
The statement, and I'll just read it one more time. This was locker room banter, a private conversation that took place many years ago. Bill Clinton has said far worse to me on the golf course, not even close. I apologize if anyone was offended.
You mean if, by the way? If.
That apology was a sort of an apology.
But
apologizing if anyone
like
was
everybody's
offended.
Well, and if you're not offended, okay, fine.
Well,
but
there are some people not offended, but it seems like they're people who are diehard Trump supporters.
Right.
And he is going to maintain a lot of support among those folks. What he needs to do is expand his support, and
Right.
he has been he's on the downswing from this, and that kind of adds a weight to it.
Mark Preston is already in St. Louis, getting ready to cover the second presidential debate. Mark, you're getting some new information. What are you learning?
We are a couple things, Wolf. I've been on the phone with Republicans in Florida, in Iowa, in New Hampshire, trying to get quick reaction on what their thoughts are. As Gloria was saying, they're appalling what they're saying, but getting a mixed reaction to this. One is, hey, listen, everybody knows he's a playboy. His supporters are going to stand by him, and it's just going to harden the positions of those who are supporting him. However, they concede this, though. They concede this. That middle vote that they need, the vote that's going to matter, that's going to win the election for Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump, is gone. There is one Republican in Florida I spoke to, very well-known Republican who was asked not to be named, but he said to me, it's over. It is over. And at this point, Wolf, you have to wonder how many straws are piling on the back of the camel, and it appears that this could be the one that breaks it. Now, our colleague MJ Lee has some reporting from inside the campaign. She's telling us now, MJ is telling us now that a close advisor to Donald Trump describes the Post story as flat out appalling. Now, Wolf, that's important. It's from inside the campaign. And at this point, they can't even begin to guess how Trump can come back from this. Quote, this should have never happened. I wish it had never happened. I know that men talk this way sometimes, but it's nothing I would ever want to hear or condone or approve of, the advisor said. My reaction is it's appalling. It's just flat out appalling. So there you go, Wolf. As Republicans are trying to put their arms around what's going on, we are heading into a debate tomorrow night that could be watched by more than 84 million people, which could break records. Donald Trump is really against the ropes.
Yeah, the debate is Sunday night, that debate. If, in fact, who knows if it's going to even take place, given the tumultuousness of this latest bombshell. I assume it will, but Rebecca Berg is with us as well. Hillary Clinton's reaction in her tweet, this is horrific. We cannot allow this man to become president. A short, simple tweet like that. Your reaction?
Well, this is obviously a major gift for Hillary Clinton and her campaign, wrapped up with a bow on top. She has been trying to make the point all along, trying to attract women voters and suburban families who are key to this election, that Donald Trump is not good for women, that he doesn't respect women. And this remark today that has come forward is just completely makes that point for her without her having to utter a single word. But I was just texting with one Republican who does support Trump. And this Republican made the point that while this is obviously inexcusable, while there is no defense for this sort of language, you have to ask the question, does this surprise people? Because elections are won or lost when there is a development that surprises voters, it takes them aback and maybe turns their expectations of a candidate on their face. With Donald Trump, many voters already feel that he does not respect women, and they know about remarks he has made regarding women in the past that have been controversial. So is this going to be a major surprise to them? Certainly for many voters, this will cross a new line, but for others, maybe it will not. And I think that's going to be the deciding factor when we look at how important this is.
Dana Bash is getting more reaction to this bombshell as well. Dana, what are you learning?
I was talking to somebody who is a humongous fan of Donald Trump, somebody who is a big supporter and has been an advisor, who said, just can't imagine any woman in this country voting for Donald Trump after seeing this, and more importantly, hearing the idea of him using the P word, forgive me, but and talking about grabbing that as a way to push himself on a woman because he's famous and because that's what you do when you're famous. It's almost hard for everybody to wrap their minds around that this is something that happened and that is public and that happened, almost a little more than a month before the election. One thing that we were talking about last hour, Wolf, is whether or not Trump is going to just let this 2-sentence statement where he talked about Bill Clinton and not, and sort of gave kind of an apology, whether they're going to let that stand, or whether or not Trump is going to come out in another way to try to further explain or at least try to do some more damage control. My understanding and my impression is that that's not going to happen tonight. So then it's one more day tomorrow, and then Sunday is the debate. Tomorrow, he's supposed to have a big event with the Wisconsin Republican leadership, including the House Speaker, the RNC chair, Reince Priebus, who of course is from Wisconsin, the governor of Wisconsin, Scott Walker, who literally is an Eagle Scout, and I can't imagine him being comfortable with hearing this kind of stuff. So there's an immediate question is what happens with that event? They were all supposed to be on the same stage, which was going to be a big deal. Is that going to happen starting at 2 p.m. Wisconsin time tomorrow?
That's a good question. And Gloria, what does this do to those suburban women that he was trying to court to get their support?
I think it's a huge problem, Wolf. I mean, suburban married women, not only whom he's been having trouble with, but not only suburban women, but if they're married, their husbands, because this is going to be a conversation. And like one of my sources who heard the tape in a car with a child, this is something that strikes families. This is a person you're going to put in the Oval Office. And you have to think about that, as people did during the days of Bill Clinton. The big question that was being asked by lots of Republicans and by lots of Democrats at the time of Bill Clinton was, is he suitable for the Oval Office after the Lewinsky affair? Well, this is before an election. The language, as Dana was saying, it's hard to get your arms around, and it stops you in your tracks, I think, to a degree. And I think that's what suburban married women will be thinking about, and he is already way behind with them. Wolf, he's already got a 20-point deficit with women to begin with.
You wanted to?
I just wanted to throw in one thing, and that is, I think one thing we have to watch is when does this party start to run away from Donald Trump? Kelly Ayotte, who is running for re-election up in New Hampshire, she hasn't exactly really embraced Donald Trump up there. Actually, she's had a tough time talking about him. She put out a statement just a few moments ago saying his comments are totally inappropriate and offensive. I just heard from a senior Trump campaign advisor who I asked, can Donald Trump recover from this? And this person said, quote, it's pretty tough. I think there's an acknowledgement that's settling inside Trump Tower right now that this might be it.
Wow. David Chalian, I know you're working your sources as well. This might be it. Potentially, this could be the disaster that Hillary Clinton supporters were looking for as far as Donald Trump is concerned. But we've suggested that in the past that he's overcome those problems.
He has. There's no doubt. We have definitely hyperventilated about Donald Trump. I think we are in a different moment right now. Wolf, what everyone is saying here, Donald Trump has to add voters right now. You have to remember the context of where we are in the race right now. He's behind. He was already on the ropes heading into this second debate, round two. He was still struggling with trying to solve this problem for independent voters, suburban voters, of whether or not he's fit for the office, because he didn't solve that question for them after the first debate. So this just takes the bottom out from underneath them. Three things to watch right now very clearly. Donald Trump is not done responding to this, obviously. That statement alone is not going to do it. So what are they going to do either before the debate or in the debate to try to put this behind them? One. Two, as Jim Acosta was just saying, what does the Republican Party do now in terms of saving down ballot races and the event with Paul Ryan tomorrow? And three, and this we should not forget, the Clinton campaign, of course, is going to use this to their advantage tremendously. So when do we start seeing and hearing this audio in television ads from the Clinton campaign or the pro-Clinton super PACs across these battleground states? Just step back for 1 second and ask, how does today's story add a single voter to Donald Trump's coalition? And I don't think there's an answer to that that it does.